Hey, Chiefs Kingdom, Derek here, and welcome to the latest edition of Chiefs Express Report. Now, I'm sure you've heard the buzz lately, but let's dive into what's been going on with our Kansas City Chiefs. The team has always been strategic, whether it's during the off-season or when the trade deadline rolls around. This season, as the Chiefs make moves to bolster their roster, there's one key gap that's been making fans talk: the secondary. With Jaylen Watson out due to a significant leg injury, this has left a void that sparked a lot of speculation on how Brett Veach, the mastermind behind these trades, will address it. You've probably heard about some of the exciting moves so far, adding wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins and edge rusher Josh Uche. But the defense, especially the secondary, is still a big question mark. That's where things get really interesting. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler recently mentioned a potential solution to this puzzle, and today, we're going to explore why this could be the key to the Chiefs' future success. Before we get into the details, though, I have a small favor to ask. If you enjoy the content we bring you, consider hitting that like button. It might seem like a small gesture, but it goes a long way in supporting the channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. By doing that, you'll never miss any of our daily updates, and it helps us grow. We're aiming for 12,000 subscribers, and we're so close. Now, with that said, let's talk about Steven Nelson, the cornerback who might just be the missing piece in the Chiefs' defense. Stay with me. All right, Chiefs fan, now that we've set the stage, let's dive into who Steven Nelson is and why he could be the perfect fit to fill that gap in the secondary. Nelson, a third-round pick by the Chiefs back in 2015, has had a solid NFL career. During his initial run with the Chiefs, spanning 4 seasons, Nelson made quite the impact. He recorded 182 tackles for interceptions and was known for his aggressive man-to-man coverage. In fact, one of his best years came in 2018 when he totaled 68 tackles and 4 interceptions, both career highs. But what really stood out about Nelson was his consistency. He wasn't the flashiest cornerback out there, but he was reliable. And in a game as intense as the NFL, that kind of stability is exactly what a defense needs, especially with the Chiefs now facing a weakened secondary due to Watson's injury. The Chiefs' defense is known for being opportunistic, but they also rely on experienced players who can step up when it matters most. And Nelson? Well, he fits that bill perfectly. After his time with Kansas City, Nelson went on to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Houston Texans, where he continued to prove his worth. In Pittsburgh, he helped elevate their defense to one of the league's best, recording 3 interceptions over 2 seasons. Later, with the Texans, Nelson even had a standout moment with an interception in a playoff game. Even at 30 years old, he still got it. So, what do you think, Chiefs fan? Does Nelson's experience and steady play make you excited for his potential return? Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Now, let's talk about why bringing Steven Nelson back could be such a game changer for the Chiefs. First off, his familiarity with Kansas City's defensive system under Steve Spagnuolo cannot be overstated. Nelson has already proven he can thrive in this system, and that's a huge advantage when you're looking for someone to step in midseason. It's not easy bringing in a new player and expecting them to hit the ground running, but Nelson already knows the expectations and the culture here in Kansas City. Beyond the system fit, Nelson's leadership could be exactly what the Chiefs need right now. With Watson sidelined, there's a leadership vacuum in the secondary, and Nelson has been in big games. His experience in high-stakes situations, whether in Pittsburgh or Houston, is the kind of thing that can steady a young, talented, but sometimes shaky defensive backfield. And with the Chiefs' Super Bowl aspirations this season, having a guy like Nelson, who's seen it all, could make all the difference. Not only does Nelson bring a wealth of experience, but his ability to read routes and anticipate quarterback decisions is top-notch. He's known for his discipline, always being in the right place at the right time. That could be exactly what the Chiefs need to tighten up their secondary and prevent those big plays that have been creeping into the games recently. What do you think? Could Nelson's veteran presence be the key to keeping the Chiefs' defense strong as we head into the playoffs? Let me know in the comments. And if you're enjoying this breakdown, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on the next update. So, here's where things get tricky: convincing a retired player to come back. We all know that Brett Veach and the Chiefs have made some bold moves in the past, but getting a player like Steven Nelson, who's been retired for a bit, back into the fold is not without its challenges. It's not just about fitting him into the defense. It's about his physical readiness, his desire to return to the game, and whether he's mentally prepared to step back onto an NFL field. Nelson, at 30 years old, has had a long and successful career. But let's be honest, coming back to the league after stepping away for a while is no small feat. He would need to get back into peak physical condition. And with the high standards of the Chiefs, it's no guarantee that he'll be able to return to his previous level of play right away. However, there are a few factors working in Kansas City's favor here. First, Nelson's connection to the team and the city is strong. He's always spoken highly of his time in Kansas City, and the prospect of playing for a team with legitimate Super Bowl ambitions could reignite that competitive fire in him. After all, if there's one thing we know about Nelson, it's that he's resilient. He's overcome obstacles throughout his career, and we've seen him perform at a high level even in tough situations. So, Chiefs fan, do you think Nelson has what it takes to make a successful comeback? Would you want to see him return? Let me know your thoughts. I'm curious to hear what you think in the comments below. If the Chiefs do pull the trigger and bring Steven Nelson back, the impact on the defense could be huge. Nelson's experience and versatility would give Spagnuolo more options in the secondary. The Chiefs have shown time and time again that they can win with a balanced, opportunistic defense, and Nelson could be exactly what they need to make sure the secondary stays strong for the rest of the season. With Watson out, the Chiefs are relying on younger guys to step up, but there's always a learning curve in the NFL. That's where Nelson's leadership and game awareness come into play. His ability to read the field, anticipate plays, and help direct the younger players would be invaluable. The Chiefs' defense needs a kind of steady hand, especially as the competition heats up in the AFC. But what makes this even more appealing is how well Nelson would fit back into Kansas City's culture. He's no stranger to Arrowhead, and he knows what it takes to succeed in this system. By reuniting with the Chiefs, he could help shore up a defense that has been a little vulnerable recently and give them that final push heading into the postseason. What do you think, Chiefs fan? Would Nelson's return be the perfect piece to complete this defense? Let's talk about it in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like button if you're enjoying this breakdown. Your support really helps us keep bringing you these updates. As we wrap up, Chiefs fan, it's clear that bringing Steven Nelson back could be a pivotal move for the Kansas City Chiefs. His experience, leadership, and familiarity with the system would provide immediate value to the defense, helping fill the gap left by Jaylen Watson's injury. We've seen how important it is to have solid depth, especially as the Chiefs head into the stretch run of the season, and Nelson could be exactly what this defense needs to keep its edge sharp and ready for the postseason. Of course, the decision to bring him back isn't an easy one. There are risks involved, as with any big move in the NFL. But considering the Chiefs' Super Bowl aspirations and the potential fit with their current roster, it could be a move worth making. So, what do you think? Should the Chiefs make a push to bring Steven Nelson out of retirement? Would his return strengthen the defense and make a difference in the playoffs? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing what you all think. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay updated with everything happening with the Chiefs, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell. Your support helps us grow and bring you more daily content. We're aiming for 12,000 subscribers, and we can't do it without you. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, stay strong, Chiefs Kingdom. See you in the next video.